in Sean O'Casey Centre down in East Wall. The Co-op's Older Persons Working Group is flat out here working, preparing over 1,000 activity packs for vulnerable older citizens across Dublin's inner city area. That's north side of the River Liffey and south side of the River Liffey. So there's a lot of work going on here, as I say, packing 1,000 bags with a whole range of unbelievable goodies and surprises and gifts. So we're just going to take a walk around now, and we'll talk to some of the people who are doing all the hard work. But first, maybe just have a look at some of the bags that are already packed. We've a couple of 50-60 bags packed, so 1,000 to be packed. So it's going to be a lot of hard work here. So we go over here and we see some of the things, the selection boxes. There's a big activity pack with quizzes, and this is designed by the Co-op itself. Competitions and quizzes and advice and cooking and loads of different things about health and well-being, designed by some of my colleagues who did a great job. So here we have Paul from Cabra. Paul is working with on Shield in the Dublin 7 area. One of the main men here who's responsible for getting us lots of the gifts. Paul, how are you getting on? What's the story?
We're doing very well now. We're substituting for Santa's elves today. As you said, we have 1,000 packs to prepare in the next 2 days, and they'll be distributed all over the city by the CDPs. So a lot of work to do, yeah.
And Paul, like so much of the stuff we have here in the bag is down to yourself. Like, how did you manage to get? How did you get all this stuff? Like, and who did you get it from? And
it's not just me. There's a whole team involved. We're fortunate. We've good links with a lot of local organisations. Dublin City Libraries have linked in. The Lord Mayor's Office have linked in, and then all the projects have worked together to pull this whole project together. So it's a real team effort. But look at we. As you know, in the community sector, we've hard necks and we've small budgets, so we beg, steal and borrow.
Great, Paul. Thanks a million as well. Just to show as well, another thing that the guys did here with the working group is the Dublin City Community Co-op Calendar 2021, all designed by my colleagues here. Some really good stuff. So over 1,000 of those going out around the city. Hang them up in your kitchen. Right over here, Sean. How are you getting on, Sean? This is Sean. Sean is a student. He's with us helping out, working for free. So we'll give him a bar of chocolate at the end anyway. Sean is studying the Minute, Sean, is it?
Yeah, community new work, level 8.
Community and new work level 8. Great stuff. Yeah. What year are you in, Sean?
Final year, third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
And where are you from, Sean, yourself?
From Tala originally.
From Tala originally, okay, so you're in the inner city area.
Yeah.
Fair play to you, brave man. And how are you finding the course anyway?
I'm enjoying it now in final year, so everything's kind of coming together. I'm making them links that I should be making 2 years ago.
Great stuff, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
learning loads and can't wait to get out to the field.
Great stuff, we'd love to see you working in the inner city maybe,
Yeah,
when you graduated. Yeah. And Ray, how are you getting on, Ray? How's it going?
Good.
This man is very hard, busy working here. So Ray, tell us about what's the story. You're with, where are you?
I just work with Paul on Shale, and I'm from Dunard.
Where are you from? Oh, from Dunard.
Dunard, yeah.
Oh, great stuff. Good inner city man now.
Yeah.
You know, just like, yeah. How are you finding it anyway? Stuff going?
Good.
Yeah, great stuff.
Kept busy.
Right, thanks Ray, thanks a million, great stuff. Here we have over here now one of the leaders of the leaders, the boss woman, without a doubt, cracking the whip here, Siobhan Power from Dublin City Community Co-op. And Siobhan has been responsible for setting up the Co-op's Older Persons Vulnerable Working Group, and has been responsible for 3 of our major activity packs over the last 9 months. That was in March, April. And then again, a big Halloween pack for 800 people, and now we're responsible for the Christmas pack. So Siobhan, maybe just your thoughts on how the Older Working Group came about, and how's it gone, and what like it's been seems to be hugely successful, and we didn't expect this to happen, and here we are 9 months later, and we're still packing bags and helping out. So tell us about it.
Well, how it started was because back when we had the lockdown first, and older people were advised to cocoon, so not to leave their homes at all. A number of the members of the co-op work with older people, and we had a collective phone call. We were like, what are we going to do? What do people need? And it was trying to combat that feeling of isolation, and just maybe even being abandoned is the wrong word, but just like having to be in their own home. So we said, okay, well let's deliver some kind of a bag to them to let them know that we're thinking of them, to give them activities that will occupy them. And we decided to approach it from a physical, mental and spiritual health perspective. So in those activity booklets that we develop each time for each of the packs, they're structured in that way. So they're structured with exercises to promote their physical health, with crosswords and quizzes and lots of ideas to promote mental health, and then meditation and maybe a little bit of adult colouring and that kind of thing to promote spiritual health. And then in order to support people actually being able to do those activities, we've included in the packs, let's say, colouring pencils, crochet needles. The calendar this year, we designed it in such a way that people could write in the calendar like ideas for something to stay active every day, and in the actual activity book then we've given them ideas for how they can do that. So we've tried to link the contents of the bag itself with what goes into the actual activity book. And as Paul said earlier, the key thing for this is that teamwork, teamwork, teamwork. I mean, it's been about 9 or 10 people working on each pack, and everyone has done fantastic work. And to be honest, like the day like this is actually almost one of the best days, because we all get together off Zoom, and here we are kind of seeing the actual physical result of all of those phone calls and planning and sending out, like, you know, spreadsheets, you know, making sure that we didn't forget anything. So I hope that gives you a sense of how we got together back in the day.
That's great, Siobhan, that's great. And it's fantastic to see that so many suppliers that have been very supportive of the activities, between selection boxes and sweets and soups and mince pies and everything. I hope there's a strong focus on the physical health after eating all this stuff in the pack. But so how have you found people, like suppliers and that? Have they been responsive and supportive?
Oh, some of them have just been fantastic. You know, so for example, we approached Chapters way, you know, back we're looking for, I think we were looking for crossword puzzle books or something like that, and they were like, you know, and they gave me a price, and I was like, oh God, no, sorry, that's just not in our budget. And they said, well, what is your budget? And I told them what the budget was. We'll do it for that. What you're doing is fantastic. They couldn't have been nicer. They couldn't have bent more over backwards to give us what we wanted. And a lot of the suppliers that we're dealing with have been really like that, you know. So there's been so much goodwill out there when they realised what we were doing it for. And then the feedback that the guys have gotten from people who received the packs, just that idea that somebody was actually thinking of them, I think it really impacted so many of the people that we gave the packs to. Like, my colleagues have just made so many phone calls to get everything that you see here has been donated, and you know, our colleagues in DCC, I have to say, have been really great. We'd say, look, you know, they've paid for the printing of the activity books, and then dealing with the guys in the sports office. If we couldn't get leaflets, they printed them for us, you know. So there's been so much goodwill all around, and this wouldn't have been possible if one organisation was just trying to do it and try to pay for everything, you know.
That's brilliant, Siobhan. Siobhan, thanks very much. So here we have, these are two packed bags. As you can see, they're slightly different sizes, but they're jam-packed with stuff. So fair play to the guys now. They're packing 1,000 of these bags. There's about 25 different things in every bag. As I say, between mince pies, selection boxes, things to read, history of Bloody Sunday, even contemporary stuff like that. So, as I say, I'm Garda Síochána will be also helping us deliver some of these packs in the south inner city, so we're really appreciative to the guards as well, and as Siobhan said earlier, to our colleagues in DCC. But particularly, I really want to thank and acknowledge the great work of the co-op member organisations that have been part of this and have made, between the 3 big distributions we've done in March, April, Halloween and now Christmas, we're just under 3,000 packs have gone out to vulnerable older people who have the biggest smiles on their faces when they open the door, and hopefully again here now at Christmas. This is Paul Graham, he's the main man with NASGA, and down here in the Sean O'Casey Centre. Paul, as I suppose, Paul, you're the head of our logistics operation. You've turned into the head of logistics unexpectedly in the course of the last 9 months, responsible for it.
Well, I suppose
tell us about it. Like, how does it work, and how do you we see 80 bags here, right, Paul, and we have 1,000 bags to pack, so that's an unbelievable job, like, with 30 things in it. So how do you even do this, ordering and everything?
We're really lucky that, you know, the Sean O'Casey Community Centre Board of Management have allowed us to use this space, and under social distancing conditions as well. You know, like, we have, as Siobhan said earlier on, we have a lot of people involved in this whole project. Unfortunately, we don't all get to be together at the one time due to social distancing, so we have to spread it out over a couple of days. So we're probably running, at the moment, we're making maybe, we're putting together 100 bags an hour, maybe 120 an hour. So we do the whole packing will be done over 2 days. It's a week of deliveries again coming in to the Sean O'Casey Community Centre. A bit of setting up, trying to work out which is the best way to do it. You can't just throw everything in all in one go. So we work together, we design the system to get it in as quick as possible without breaking anything or without mashing things up and everything else. So it's a great project, and again, it gives a lot of us that don't work, we work together, we're part of the one group. It gives us a chance to meet up and put faces to names and stuff like that. So
great. Paul, what have you found out the reactions of the people, say here in East Wall, where you'll be particularly familiar with now, when you're giving out these bags, say the last 2 distributions in March and Halloween and now Christmas?
I mean, the reaction is fantastic at the doorsteps. It really is. This community centre here delivers 60 meals a day, Meals on Wheels. So when our pack goes out, they're the first customers to get the pack. So it's a really nice gesture from everybody. And we put it together, and they, when it's going out with the meal, they get it first. And then we'd have another 100 people maybe that would be part of different activity groups that would normally meet at the centre, but with COVID, we're not getting to see them. So it's a great opportunity for us to call to the house, deliver a pack, and just see how everybody is doing.
That's brilliant.
But the reaction is fantastic, and everybody, it's just the thought there that everybody feels someone else is thinking about them, even though they don't see them.
That's great. Paul, listen, we're just on behalf of the co-op, I suppose, and just to thank yourself for the unbelievable work you've done over the last 9 months. It's very proud for us to be part of that and to see the effort that goes into it, because I know the work that goes in behind the scenes. It's nice to see the bags getting packed, but the hard work has been done the last 2 weeks, and fair play now. It's
we get to do the good stuff.
And if there's any spare selection boxes floating around, we know where we can get rid of those, so feel free to pass them on. But thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Siobhan thanked some of the suppliers earlier on. We'd really like to thank the people that helped us, as well. Each group puts the feelers out and gets word out to different suppliers. We've been really lucky. We've a local supplier, Mohammed in Centre and East Wall, who's always offered whatever he can do for us, he does for us, And it's a hard time for retailers, it's a hard time for businesses, and for them to still want to help the community in some shape or form, it's fantastic. Like, that's just one name that I've mentioned, but obviously there's loads of others. Like the guys in Cabra have a lot of suppliers up there, and a lot of people trying to help out, and it's the same everywhere. So the spirit of goodwill is still there,
Great.
It would be COVID, but let's still have Christmas.
Absolutely, yeah. The spirit of goodwill can remain. I think we just included with that then. I mean, I think Paul summed it up there. The spirit of goodwill still remains. I think this project alone and the 3 distributions over the last 9 or 10 months has shown absolutely that. So the last words there to Paul, the spirit of goodwill remains. Great stuff. Thanks a million.